data editing, data correction. So what is data editing? Anybody can tell? Let's start from here, the data collection. So what is data collection? So you need a data for any system. Your first step is you need to collect the data. Okay, so how you can collect the data? For example, you're doing a job of the sales manager, or on a counter where you can receive the products, or you can give the product to the customer. So you will use some devices, point of sale devices. You will use some scanners. Okay, so using these devices you can collect the data, or by entering the data of a customer in your system. So you are capturing the data in this way. Same if you have a customer relationship system. So customer will come to you and you can enter the information about the customer. Or manually, you can also enter the data by writing on papers, on files. You can maintain the data, how many products have been sold, which customer is buying, how many customers are buying. So different kind of data you can store manually or using some automated devices or system. Is that clear, guys? Data collection. Okay. Next is data editing, which is checking data for validity and completeness to detect any problem. For example, quantity and cost data must be numeric, names must be alphabetic. So this is the validity of the data. You cannot give a name like a number. 2, 3, 4 is not a name. Okay, and quantity must be numeric, some value. You cannot give alphabet there. So you will check the you validate the data, and data is complete, the complete information of the data. You cannot give the name like A.S for putting an address by just like Saudi Arabia, whereas you need to provide a full address. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah.
The next step is data correction. So during the data editing, maybe you may find some issues, so you need to fix that one. Re-entering the data that was not typed or scanned properly. Maybe your scanner is not working properly. You missed a few data, few important data related to the product or customer. So you have to re-enter. Maybe you entered the wrong ID number, wrong information, wrong address. So you need to fix in that in this phase. If invalid data is detected, system should provide error message. So your system must have this capability to show the error messages. Okay. So once the data is correctly entered, now you have the data in your system. Now your system must have capability to produce some analysis. You need analysis, performing calculations and other data transformations related to the business transactions. So you can generate many different type of analysis. Can you tell me what kind of analysis you can bring out from the data you have entered in your system? Any example of data analysis, calculations? Yes, reports. What kind of reports? What kind of data you usually produce in your report?
System reports, maybe.
Yes, I know report, but what kind of analysis from the business organization? What they will see?
Doctor, like the average age of the users.
Yes, very good. This is one of the analysis that you can produce. What else? Their sales on daily basis, on monthly basis. Okay. Do we need a new products? Yes. So this data will really help them. Like you guys did in assignment number 1. You got the data from the survey. So what is the next step? You perform some analysis. You generate some report, like by generating graph, you're analyzing the things. Now in the end, you can use this data to take any decision, right? So this is data manipulation. And after that, you need to store your data, updating one or more databases with new transactions. After being updated, this data can be further processed and manipulated by other systems. So you will store that data, and maybe this data or the analysis, the calculations that you done, maybe is used by another system in your ERP. So the data needs to be updated all the time. After storing data, then you have the overall document production and reports. In the end, we need different type of documents and reports. So generating output records, documents, reports like hard copy paper reports, display on computer screen, results from one TPS can be input to another TPS. So two type of reports, hard copy on papers, you can take the printouts, or you can display on screen results. So both option would be there, and these options can be used by another system. So this is overall the transaction cycle. So transaction processing system applications, so there are different applications in that, like order processing system, include order entry, sales configuration, shipment planning, shipment execution, inventory control, accounts receivable. What is account receivable? That you usually received any amount from your supplier or customer. So this is one system in transaction processing system. Another is purchasing systems, include inventory control, purchase order processing, receiving and accounts payable. Accounts payable means that you have to pay amount to your customer or to supplier. Another system is account system. Of course, include the budget, accounts receivable, payroll. Payroll means the salary related stuff. Asset management, what kind of assets that you have in your organization, like people, you have some machines, building, furniture, everything can be the asset. So you have to manage these things. And general ledger is a document that is used to maintain the information about the amount in accounting, like the debit, credit information, usually given in general document. So these are the different applications of transaction processing system. Okay, so is there any question, guys? Anything you want to ask? Are you with me?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now moving to the next topics, e-business and electronic commerce. So e-business is an organization that uses information technology or system to support nearly every part of its business. So e-business means electronic. E means electronic, that they are using some technology, information systems. And business, usually they refer to the organization. So any organization that is using, any business organization that is using technology to perform the business activities, that is called e-business. Then we have electronic commerce. Electronic commerce is, you know, the electronic commerce, e-commerce, the online business, online shopping that you are doing, is conducting a business transaction. For example, distribution, buying, selling, and servicing electronically over computer networks, primarily the internet, but also extranet and corporate networks. So all your online shopping, usually online business, is called electronic commerce. So e-business can use e-commerce. We can say that. Okay. Then we have more terms about electronic commerce. We already studied. Now, what is B2C, business to consumer? Can you give me an example? We studied all these things. You already know.
Yes. You buy from any shop. It's called business to consumer.
Okay, so B2B. Business to business.
Like university with Microsoft.
It's academic, and I mean, give some example from business point of view. You're right. This is right. It is academics and business. Another example. Business to business. Amazon and eBay. If they are doing anything. So this is business to business. So consumer to consumer, what can be the example?
Hajj.
Or Hajj. Yes, where one customer can buy or sell from or to other customer. Even on Amazon, eBay, you can do these things. C2C as well. Okay. So next topic is e-government. So we talked about the business a lot. That we have e-business organizations, and we have e-commerce, electronic business. Now we have next topic is e-government. This is also very important nowadays for every country. So government wants to provide services to the people or to the businesses. The use of information and communication technology to simplify sharing information, speed up formal paper-based processes, and improve relation between government and citizens. Okay, so very first thing, government to consumer. Now you understand what is e-government? E means electronic, online, the technology, communication, information technology. And government, you know the government. So government is doing their work using information technology for the citizens to improve the, the businesses and the services. So you understand now what is e-government?
Yes. Doctor,
Okay.
like what? Yeah,
Yes, we are coming to that. We are coming to that. For example, government to consumer. Now, can you give me an example? The government is providing some service to the consumer, to the citizens.
Yes, it's like option.
Yes, like Upshare, you can use many services. You do not need to go to the offices. From home, through internet, you can perform many tasks. Okay. For example, in Upshare, what kind of things you can do as as a Saudi citizen? Can you explain some services?
Renewing the هوية or
Yes, your IDs, maybe your passport, your car, vehicle, something maybe related with the housing, something related with the job, something related with the health, the hospital. So you can do a lot of things online at home. Okay? So this is government to consumer. Upshare is a good example. Government to business. Can I give you an example?
when you try to register your fitness to the government, maybe.
Your fitness about what?
Not fitness, doctor, business. You
Business,
try to
yes.
register your new business to the government.
Okay, well, what kind of services available for the business if you want to start a business or to maintain a business? You have already a business.
Establishing store license, for example.
Yes, you can get the license online.
Yes.
So in Upshare, in Upshare there is also Upshare is also for the business, right? Am I right?
We have no idea.
Because I have seen on the website for individual and also for business.
Yes, that's right. Many accounts for business or individual, as you said. Yes.
Yes. So there are many services available for the business by the government. So this is called government to business. So there are many organizations in private sector are working or maybe in government sector. So what government is providing services or support to the business, to the private sector or to the government sector by using the information technology, sharing information and speed up the things. Okay, so you can imagine before e-government or e-processes, if you want to start a business, so it took a lot of time because you have to do the things manually. You will visit to the government offices, you will get the approval, you will take many signatures. Okay, so for one task, it took a lot of time. But now with e-government, things are getting easy. You do not need to visit. You have all information available. You can perform your task very quickly. You can solve your issues very quickly. Okay, so this is government to business. So government to government.
It's like how, for example, Gulf citizen can go to other Gulf countries with only their national IDs, without using passports.
Yes, this is kind of a services provided between. This is how I would say. I mean, there are two
there is a
departments.
related business with governments to establish this the service.
Yes, so if there is different department involved in that, so yes. So one department is using the data of another department and they're getting benefited. For example, there are many things are interconnected with each other. For example, you have a Aramco, if it is a government, entity, it can access the data from other ministries. So one ministry can use the data of another ministry. The academics needs from financial ministry. Okay, so they are linked with each other. So government is making the information available for other government institutions. Okay. Did you get the point, guys?
Yes,
Yes.
that's it.
Okay. So in Saudi Arabia, I think Saudi Arabia is ranked good among this e-government. They're moving and they have transformed a lot from the last 5 to 10 years. I mean, they have provided a lot of good services by using electronic or information technology. Okay. Then mobile commerce. We have already had a discussion in one chapter. As you know, using mobile, you can do all your business. Commerce means business, online business. So we are using mobile phone, and mobile is very common nowadays. And we can do almost everything using the mobile. Relies on use of wireless devices such as personal digital assistants, mobile phones, smartphones to the transaction. So you can load, the credit on your SIM using mobile apps. You can use the mobile apps of hospital. You can use the mobile apps of any business organization or government organization. So, and you can perform the transaction. You can transfer the money from one account to another account. So this is all called mobile commerce, and all of you guys are well familiar with this nowadays. So hundreds and thousands of business organizations apps are available on smartphones. Okay, next is production and supply chain management. Production means where you create your product. Supply chain, it's a complete chain from start to end. How you delivered your product. So production and supply chain management system. So we are talking about a system here. So in this system, what are the steps? The very first thing is sales forecasting. Estimate the future customer demand. Okay. So this is very important. If your analysis is good, your forecasting is good, then you can achieve your goals. You can get the profit by creating such product that is actually required. Sales and operation plan, the next step. After forecasting, you need to take demand and current inventory level to determine production for future demands. So you need some operational plan. What is the demand? What is the current situation in your warehouse? And what you are going to, see the demands in future. So after sales and operation planning, you need a material requirement planning. Of course, for creating a product, you need some material for that, different kind of. So you need to plan that one. Determines amount and timing of raw material orders with suppliers. So you need to find the suppliers, you need to talk with the suppliers, what exactly required, how much it will cost, how much time will it take. So these things must be included in the planning. So after material planning, of course, you need to purchase the raw material for creating a product. For example, you are going to create a car. So for car, you need a lot of material. For example, what kind of body you are using, what kind of material for the body you are going to use, the colors, what are the the wires, the hardwares, whatever you required. So you need a planning for that, and after that you need to purchase those things from the qualified suppliers. So normally you shortlist the suppliers like 5, 3, 4 suppliers, and then you will decide from which supplier you have to purchase this. You will talk to them, and then you will finalize the deal with them, and you will pay the money, and you will get your raw material. Once you have the raw material, of course, then you will send it to the production department where the actual product will be created. So plan details of running and staffing production operation. So this is how, and then after production, you have to supply this to the market, to the customers. So these are the steps usually involved in production and supply chain management. Any question, guys?
Clear.
Clear, Doctor.
Okay. So next system is customer relationship management system. As its name shows, and every organization has this, and this is very important system nowadays for every organization, because your profit or loss somehow depending on these things. So it helps a company manage all aspects of customer encounters. So it will address the customer issues related to the marketing and advertising. We need to do this. And nowadays, organizations are using different kind of, like we discussed, the like crowdsourcing and viral marketing, and the new ideas to impress the customers. Then, of course, sales. Sometimes organization giving, offering them to test the product with very low prices. If you go to the Panda, there are many boys and girls usually standing beside some products, and they try to guide the customers about the products. So this is also a part of CRM. So did you notice these things? Like, every time you go to Extra, you will find there's a one for one guy always ask you about, they have the offer for the, channels, the TV channels, OSN.
Yes.
Every time you go there, he was there, and he will ask you about and try to explain you. Okay, this is also part of customer relationship management, or with sales, because he sell. Many people will buy the contract. Okay. Customer service after the sale. So once you buy a product, so what kind of services you have? Maybe you can follow up, especially if you buy a new car. I remember in my country, they after every 15 days or 1 month, they called me and they asked me about how your car is going on, how's your experience, have you encountered any problem? I mean, they are following their customers. But if there is a problem, they provide a guide, they give you the time properly for that. So if the product is not working fine, you can go back, the customer will come to you, and you have to make the customer happy. So many organizations, sometimes they bear the loss to make the customer happy, even though it was not the fault of company, but they provide them with the new product again, just to maintain the reputation. Programs to retain loyal customers. There are many programs that can keep the customer always in touch. like all Dava pharmacy have these points system. Whenever you go, they will ask you buy anything. They will ask you to enter your ID in the system. So you will get some points. Like Shukran card. You have the Shukran card. You can use it. So the purpose is to retain the customer. So customer will buy from you. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
So this is the last slide today about the customer relation management system. So from the customer point of view, what would be there? You will get some this CRM system in the middle. So it needs data collection. So from where the data comes, the different type of data about the customer. It can be the personal data that can be entered. Transaction history. The customer has already do a lot of shopping, so you can take that history. Click stream data from web, so data can be purchased or can be downloaded from many websites. Data from the feedback surveys, so every time we receive so many feedback surveys, so we can gather that data. So this data, different type of data of a customer will be entered in a system as an input, and then the system will do the different things like product development. We need to improve the products, we need new products, market research, what is marketing doing, how the competitors are doing, quality control. You can get the information about quality and chance to improve that. Sales information, then better relationship with customers. So there are different analysis would be produced by this CRM system. So is that clear, guys?
Yes, that's clear.
So this is the end of chapter number 7 or 8 combined.